flowers and fragrances, colors, birds, and the smiles of children. All the beauties of life, from the drops of tears to pearls, all depths originate from water. Water that has guaranteed the creation of life on the face of earth. These lively children have no idea whether they can keep playing with water or not. For them, the crisis of water is out of question. But the adult life sees water as a problem, not a solution to their lives anymore. Water is becoming the cause of dispute among individuals and communities. Even nations are in conflict over rivers and dams. According to experts, many wars in future are likely to be fought over water resources. Fresh water, the essential element of life, has been and shall be the generator of life for crops. Directly and indirectly, it is water that maintains the flow of life. Though this region had never had ample water, even then, the arrangement of already scarce water has always been the responsibility of women for centuries. But the scarcity of water exceeded the expected time limit. The distances to water resources increased, and the blessing called water could no more be owned by a particular local community. The Kari system, which remained the most important irrigation resource of the Balochistan province for almost 1500 years and was in harmony with the ecosystem, rain patterns and water level, collapsed. As 26,000 tube wells were installed when electricity was introduced in the province through the national grid system. These installations draw water from as deep as 1,200 feet below the Earth's surface. Due to this major shift in the system, a large section of the population abandoned their dwellings and migrated to less water-scarce regions. But that could prove no better, as getting the supply of drinking water became one of the hardest daily routines. Women in the interior parts of Balochistan have to travel miles to fetch drinking water, taking an average of 4 hours at least.
तकलीफ है 3 मील से उतवाए चींदे पानी में संजा पानी घना दूर है को सिर ते को पैदल चींदा पिए को मोटर ते चींदा पिए संजी ज्यादा तकलीफ पानी थी है पानी जमिल में संजे भाई इमदाद करे नहीं आवे से चर्चा खोल दे संजे अपने भाई अजीज लखींदे पेन से उन्हें अजाब पे कांदे 3-4 हजार टकोरे सांजी है तकलीफ है पैनी ता मुतालबा है आओ हाल थे यहाँ वादा से चागुल थे सांजा सवाल है सांजा आओ हाल करे सांजे भाई सारे अल्लाह पाक आ उम्मत सारी लखींदे पे ना वे लखींदे पे बाल बच्चे वड्डे नंढे सारे किंदे को बीमार है को कजिया लाता सांजा पैनी ना थे सवाब करें को बीमार है ओडा को ना थे जो कसे पैनी नहीं हो शादी सांजी को थिंदी है सांजा होता पैनी ना थे को गम थिंदे.
If these women don't get their rights, that is only one part of the story. What about these girls deprived of education? These harsh conditions were continuing when an even more severe calamity struck the region. Drought arrested the natural and human environment. Dry and brutal winds hit the already forsaken communities in a deadly blow. These conditions even ruined those crops which were supported by tube wells, destroying 4.5 million fruit trees which were gradually cut down. Vast areas, valleys, and the grazing lands spread within the mountain ranges dried. The death toll of the livestock reached an unimaginable range of nearly 10 million. The land cracked in drought. Women and children had to face acute shortage of food and water. Thousands of them began to suffer illness caused due to malnutrition. After 7 extreme years, in 2004, the clouds returned. The winds began to blow in the favorable directions. Though many dams were constructed during the drought period, but they could not resist the unpredictable floods that were caused by the heavy rains, and 60% of the needed water escaped like before. After the drought, though the conditions of orchards and grazing lands got better, but the drinking water still remained an unsolved problem.
We are in the habit of using this water in the most unsustainable way. In agriculture, which is the major sector using water, almost 97% of the water is used by this sector, we tend to over-irrigate, without considering that over-irrigation on the one hand is losing water, but on the other hand it could be injurious to the crops. We sometimes tend to lose our yields due to over-irrigation. When we come to the domestic sector, we see that in our kitchens, in our bathrooms, in our wash places, when we wash clothes, we tend to overuse again the amount of water. Women like to clean their floors in the houses or keep their doors very clean, the windows very clean, and they are using water in a way which makes us believe that this water is freely available. In fact, the concept of free water should be done away in this country. This water is very precious. The women in particular must be educated how they can do this. And in particular, I think people, the citizens, must be educated on the value of this water. We have come to believe that this water is available to us free of cost. That is not true. What we do, if we look at the scenario, how people are undertaking this activity, when the underground tank fills up, it is allowed to overflow. There are no automatic valves. We can check the flow of water inside. As soon as the tank is full, they are very cheaply available. They are not so expensive.
We should be careful while using this precious water.
The shortage of water in Balochistan is because partially it's natural and partially it's man-made. We have adopted such a lifestyle that we have become habitual of wasting the water. We often see in our bathrooms that a single drop of water is dropping from the tap, and can be imagined that 1 drop of water per second, it consumes 2,700 gallons of water from our reservoirs. So we have to change our habits.
Water, as colorless as diamond, gives life all its colors. The dedication of women to sustain life's many colors has become an idiom in the region, and the tradition has it that the teardrop of a loyal woman is like a pearl fit for kings, Dureshvar in Persian. The women pay these high pearls to buy life and die a gradual death themselves. Whether the challenges of water supply are in the water-scarce interior region of Balochistan or the river ranges of Nasirabad and Jafrabad, their sufferings are continuous at home and in the fields.